Hi guys, welcome to Office Blokes React. I'm Office Bloke Dave.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
Office Bloke Dance. Together we are the Office Blokes.
Yep. Aye.
Mike's back.
Mike's back.
Had more time off, didn't you?
I tell you what, man, you have more holidays than Santa.
2 days. 2 days.
This week, yeah.
2 days this week, yeah.
I have 2 days next week as well, actually, so...
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Way to spring that on us.
I said ages ago.
You didn't miss much. I don't remember things like that.
Yeah.
What, holidays?
You tell me, like, oh, I've got time off in a month's time. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Gone. I don't retain information like that. I got addicted to heroin in front of 1.5 million YouTube.
We haven't got that many subscribers.
I know,
Dave.
yeah. That's the problem with that headline, isn't it? Yeah. In front of 250,000 subscribers.
Yeah, you might get away with it then.
I'd be in much better shape if I was addicted to heroin.
I just think you're a dick.
Hey.
To heroin. Sorry, you didn't let me finish the sentence.
I knew where it was going. This just popped up in the feed and it looked interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know who the YouTuber is, but the title got me. So I thought
that's what we should do on our next try.
Heroin.
Yeah.
Does it have to be first time try?
I might do it. Well, exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
Mike's first time, no doubt, right?
It would be. Yeah.
I've done punk crack before.
What?
Right, I got addicted to heroin in front of 1.5 million YouTube subscribers. Let's do it.
Don't you want this cute? This video is feeding all of my pets.
Little one is Piper. This is Echo. Echo the gecko.
This is Cersei. Gus, can you say bye? Snakes are extremely therapeutic if you're feeling stressed. Now the cool thing about ball pythons is there's a lot of different morphs.
Why are you naked in one of your videos?
I hit 1 million subscribers, which I never ever thought I'd have that many. The situation terrifies me. I don't like being unliked, but it's something I gotta get used to if I'm in the public. You know, I'm gonna mess up.
Okay, right off the bat, I think this is important
he
to
did
mention.
say I can't confirm Taylor's obviously
lying about everything.
Things like that. So this video right here, where she's like,
Jesus.
My head was going in there.
Wow.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my abandoned channel. If you are a parent and you're letting your child use the iPad in the backseat of your car and you hear me talking out of the iPad right now, I suggest that you change what they're watching. Because this video is about really bad relationships and drug abuse. Close that up. I probably own around 20 to 25 animals. I had to rehome about 12 of them. You missed. The Crocodile Hunter was like one of my favorite shows growing up, and I just really loved Steve Irwin, and just the idea of being able to talk about my love for animals and entertain people at the same time seemed really cool. My name's Taylor Nicole Dean, and I run a YouTube channel all about how to take care of exotic animals. Mainly it's about showing people that even the creepy crawling ones that they think might be creepy and gross or whatever, that they're actually lovable and cute. Really started to take off when I had my hedgehog, Nala. I decided to try to make a video to link to people that told me that they were getting a hedgehog because of me.
He hates everyone. Good luck seeing his face.
After that original video with Nala.
Are you supposed to have pet hedgehogs?
You wouldn't have thought so, would you? I don't think they'd like domesticate.
Would you like to pet a hedgehog?
Pre or post heroin?
Both. In between.
It just kept going, and now I'm here. What is on his head? Is that a peacock feather? Oh no, that's on my head. Never mind.
This was your first Halloween
That is a tiger.
as a rabbit. Here's an early animal picture of you with the little chick. Mom always took her to places where there were animals. Here's a little bit older one.
I made it for a school picture. I was always homebound, so I would go for like pictures and tests that I couldn't stay at home to do. From 5th grade on, didn't really attend school. They didn't know what was wrong with me.
Not gonna lie, yeah, Dave's defo getting a trouser party here, isn't he? That's right up your street, that bird, isn't she?
She actually is completely my type.
Yeah, exactly. I know, yeah. You're crazy, loads of animals, holding a chicken,
drug problem,
choking your chicken,
drug problem,
pushing up hedgehogs.
Yeah,
She's right. Dave's like going like, wonder what number is.
Yeah,
He's gone glazy eyed.
I'd love to be like, that's bang out of it. Yeah, no, you're right.
Me, and at first I had a lot of chronic illness that was undiagnosed, and they figured out I had Ehlers-Danlos syndrome.
Ehlers-Danlos syndrome is a connective tissue disorder, which basically means I can dislocate my body very easily. I can hurt my body. I can get myself hurt. One time I woke up and thought I had a cold, so I went to the doctor and they found out I had shattered my clavicle in my sleep.
It was hard to socialize. You make plans and want to go and then not feel good or not go at all.
I broke my clavicle and it's fucking hurts.
What is it?
It's a collarbone here.
Oh, right, okay.
Right. And it's so she thinks she's got a cold and she's going to the number one. You don't go to the doctors for a cold, right? But then when I went there, I broke my clavicle. It's painful. It's your collarbone. It's your clavicle.
But why would you think? No, why would you think that was a cold?
But with this
Strange,
disorder, maybe it doesn't feel
sneeze.
the same.
It might have been a
to
sneeze.
her.
Yeah, it might have been a sneeze
maybe.
that's broke it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But would you go to the doctor with a cold?
No.
There's a lot of
Can't do
injuries.
everything, can they, so?
There's a lot of injuries that if you didn't have that,
He's already supporting and sticking up for it.
I know, yeah. Of course you can be. I went with a cold last week.
I'll take you to the doctor.
there's a lot of injuries where if you didn't have that ridiculous go flying, hurt yourself moment and just woke up hurting, you'd kind of be like, and you just try and get on with your life. That was the point I was trying to make there. Like if you weren't in a car crash but you woke up and felt like you'd been hit by a car, you'd probably just get up and go, wouldn't you?
And just miss a lot of things.
I guess I got in this weird funk for a while where I felt like talking about my illnesses on here too much would just get me viewed as like the sick girl or something, and that people really wouldn't want to be friends with me. I'm really, really, really outgoing. I really, really love meeting people, but I'm also overwhelmingly anxious about the whole experience and kind of suck at making friends sometimes.
I mean, I don't know what kind of occupation or job, would lend itself to someone with, chronic fatigue and pain issues, and it's sort of the perfect fit.
I never heard of PetTube when I started doing YouTube videos. I just started talking about my animals and discovered that there's a whole entire niche on YouTube that is just all about exotic animals.
My little girl right here, she's still big enough or small enough to hold her.
Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm joined here with Sasha.
This is Janet, our bull snake. He was my very first snake and he is just a sweetheart.
I really thought YouTube was going to be a hobby always. I thought maybe it would bring in an extra $100 or something at the most. A few months into starting, I got a paycheck that was equal to the amount I made at Petco, and I was just like, what is the risk in quitting and just trying YouTube and seeing what happens?
I have quit my day job, and literally my full-time job, what I make all my money off of, is going to be caring for my animal.
I signed with a manager, and when he started helping out with like sponsorships and merch and stuff like that, I started to see like how big of a thing this could actually be.
I hit 100,000 subscribers. My back to school supplies are available now. There's a really good chance that by the time I upload this, I'll be at 500,000 subscribers, which is crazy. When it comes to making your first purchase, you can use Taylor for 10% off. I hit 1 million subscribers, which I never ever thought I'd have that many.
I have about 1.8 million subscribers on YouTube. The reach my voice got was definitely something I wasn't used to, so it was really weird to suddenly have the attention shift onto me like that. Definitely one particular thing that the people that
It's typical, that, isn't it? Did you see the comment?
Yeah, you're so good. You're an inspiration. The next one, you're lame.
8 million subscribers on YouTube. The reach my voice got was definitely something I wasn't used to, so it was really weird to suddenly have the attention shift onto me like that.
It's just YouTube in a nutshell, isn't it?
Yeah.
Someone will build you up, someone else will be like, you shit.
It's Twitter, that.
Oh, is that Twitter?
Yeah.
Or is it comment section? No, it's Twitter, retweeted. No, you're right.
Definitely one particular thing that the people that dislike me talk about is my animal care. Yeah, the people that dislike me are very, very extreme sometimes. There's no reasoning with them. Whenever you talk to them, they always find a worse reason, and if they don't find a reason to continue the argument, they completely flip it on a completely unrelated subject just to keep digging. And there's literally no way for me to prove that I handle my animals when I'm not online, because the only way these people know me is online, so they don't know what I'm doing when I'm off camera. I think that just comes from this crazy expectation that anyone that goes online and gets this amount of attention.
When does the heroin bit kick in?
I'm guessing you can see there's chapters where you've paused it, there's little breaks. I think the heroin's going to come in about 10 seconds.
Right.
Needs to be doing everything perfectly. Normal things can't happen that would happen to anyone.
It was really crappy for me to do because it showed children that they could just go buy an animal and figure it out. And I don't want that to be my message on here. So again, I really apologize for that situation. What's important is I learned from it and I'm not gonna do it again.
It's been weird growing up online because then I've had to make all the mistakes that I do make publicly. Instead of it just being a little slip up in my personal life, it's a slip up that 2 million people know about. It's something I struggle every day learning how to deal with.
This video is going to be talking about addiction. I personally did not understand addiction either up until about 2 months ago.
I think I've always seen in my life that I've had addictive tendencies growing up, and I always would say that kind of like it's a personality trait. Alcohol and drinking, I wasn't really exposed to that much growing up, and I never went to dances in school or parties in high school or anything. My very first party I ever attended was because of YouTube.
When I started my YouTube channel, it took off so fast, and I just wanted to be accepted. Always been a problem with me is that I wanted to always be accepted.
Someone offered me a tiny bump of cocaine. Everyone was doing it and acting fine, so I was like, okay, whatever, I'll try it. And the next day I was just obsessing about it, and my brain just was like, you need it again, you need it again. And I was extremely depressed for weeks.
Being completely isolated and wanting to be accepted, craving that codependent relationship, I was pretty much ready to jump on to anyone who looked at me even. Basically, I meet this guy online. Was a huge fan of his music.
He is 10 years older than me and
Snake
someone
stomper.
who deals with addiction, and he had a lot more access to all of these things. He was able to get me the connections I never could have gotten back in Texas. His issue was opiates, and he started bringing them around, and I just decided, oh well, I'll try what he has. It'll be a different feeling, but I'll try it. And after that, I just never went back to coke. I just started dabbling with opiates, and I just kept telling myself that it's not a problem.
I've been watching a lot of Intervention. I talked to you about it just before. It's the American show where addicts or their families get together, do an intervention, and then they give them the chance to go to rehab. And it's amazing. What's blown my mind, because I've been binging it on YouTube a bit, is how many of them hurt themselves. The doctor prescribed oxycodone or one of these opiates, and it'd be like 1 a day for 30 days. That's not quite getting rid of the pain. We'll give you 3 a day for 30 days. And then by the time the prescription ends, they go to the streets to try and get hold of oxycodone or, a similar thing.
Is that to try and wean them off it?
It's a painkiller. It's literally, it's like an opioid painkiller for people that have like back problems. The doctors will give it, but it's highly addictive.
Right, okay.
But then it's too expensive to get it on the street, and you know what's cheaper is getting heroin. And it's basically, it's like a legal form of heroin. And then once people can't afford to buy the prescription pills anymore on the street, cheaper to get a wrap of heroin, they get into that. And it's amazing how many people through that opioid crisis have got into
it because of that.
heroin and crack and things like that. It's amazing. It's really sad to watch.
Sounds like it,
a lot of it is normal people who just had an injury, broke a collarbone, take these painkillers 3 times a day,
just get addicted,
and then that's it. You're an addict after 30 days, 2 months.
Wow.
It's a prescription drug. It can't be that horrible. It was just me trying to rationalize what was happening.
This is when my channel really took a dive, and I'm finally able to say that it was my relationship that I got into.
Called Dave or Dave and Buster's.
Who is it? Because she said
I said Dave's. I thought it was at Dave's, but then I saw Dave and Buster's.
Really took a dive, and I'm finally able to say that it was my relationship.
I don't know who he is.
Ginger though, Dave, you got a chance there, mate. Look, she might have a type.
Ginger tattoos.
Relationship that I got into.
Daft Art.
Yeah, OB hat. It's proper stupid, isn't it?
Why? And he came home later that day and told me he was going to take a bath. And I noticed that he brought ice cream into the bath, and he was just being really weird and not making sense. And I decided I wanted ice cream.
I go over to the sink, and I notice he only put the bowl of ice cream in there, not the spoon. Everything just sank in me.
I went to try to confront him, and the bathroom was locked.
He finally gets up and lets me in, and he's like, I don't know what you want. And
right. They took the spoon
to put the heroin on.
Yeah, he got ice cream, took a spoon and a bowl, and then put the bowl in the sink and went upstairs with a spoon.
Yeah.
I didn't get what she was talking about.
And then the dish ran away.
Instead of staying in the bathroom, he walks out and goes and hides in a corner, and I start digging through everything, and I find the spoon in the drawer. And I'm like, why is the spoon in the drawer? And he goes, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you mean. It's not, not my spoon. I don't know. He's acting all weird, and I turn it over and it's burnt. And I just start sobbing and screaming. I said, you need to go to rehab. You need to get help. Please, 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 flush this needle with me, and let's end this once and for all. Let's get you help. I'll stay with you. I'll support you. I'll pay for the rehab. Let's just get you better. But instead he goes, I really think that we should finish what I have left of the heroin together and then get clean. We'll have the best high that you've ever had, and we'll have it together, and it'll be beautiful, and I'll hold you, and we'll watch a movie, and we'll be in complete peace, and then we will never do this again, and we will get clean and sober, and we will put all the drugs in our past, and I will go to rehab, and I will get help, but let's just have one more good night.
That makes it sound like she's already been taking heroin.
Like she's had a go of it, yeah.
Yeah. Because it'd be a bit weird to just out of the blue be like, I know you're angry at me for taking heroin, but how about you take it with me as well?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. A bit unsure on that. Maybe she put some purple sneakers on and said, let's go to sleep.
I'm just wondering if maybe she's dabbled a bit, but it's not been an issue for her, and then he is a junkie. I still don't know who he is, though. They keep showing pictures of him. I'm not sure.
Should we know who he is?
Well, she said he's in a band or a rock star or something, didn't she?
Did she?
Oh, I didn't know. I missed that. Yeah, same.
I didn't know that.
You're thinking Snake Stomper, right?
That's why you said Snake Stomper, though.
Yeah, I thought you said she's into music. I like this guy's music. The music he was into or something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
That was my first time using heroin. I started with like the most baby dose ever, and I worked all the way up to this heroin that was cut with fentanyl. It was the most miserable experience of my life, but I just kept trying to think it's not as bad as it could be. Like, I'm still in a really nice house, I still have my job, I still have this and that. When in reality, I like hadn't made a video in like 6 months. I was, losing contacts to everyone, and all I had was this dude that just kept shooting me up.
Johnny Craig.
It all happened so fast. I kept thinking I was in control, and then suddenly I wasn't.
I don't know if you guys can hear that, but that's my self-flushing toilet. So that's the video, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it. And again, thank you so much for sticking around and waiting to even watch this. I couldn't imagine staying interested in my channel after it being dead for so long.
People kind of knew what was going on. It got to a point where even as careful as I could be in like little Instagram stories and stuff, you could see sometimes needles, and people were zooming in on things and finding things.
In light of recent news about Nicole Taylor Dean, it's time to talk about addictions.
As far as allegations go, neither my boyfriend or myself are doing drugs.
Like, it is impossible to fully care for that many animals while you're abusing substances, right?
She needs to go to rehab. I feel like some of her pets do need to be rehomed.
So my plan was I was going to take a medicine that stopped all the withdrawal symptoms, and I was going to be fine, but I was super sick. I was sick for like 14 hours. I couldn't answer the phone. I couldn't get out of bed. I passed out a few times on the floor. My mom found me, and I could not lie, and she brought me to rehab that day, and I got sober.
So the boyfriend's defended himself there to say that he never, she's a grown adult, she made her own mind up. She had her own issues with substances, so did I, and we used together.
Yeah.
And then she's put out tweets or whatever saying that we don't do drugs, blah, blah, blah. I'm thinking she's got a bit of a history of it.
I kind of agree with you a little bit.
Yeah.
I think before when she was talking about stuff, I thought she's definitely a thought on the source, but it's a little bit different, I think.
I mean, it's a tragic thing for anyone to get involved in, but there may be an element of damage limitation in this.
Maybe, yeah.
Putting it all on him to try and get the career back.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I was as if she was maybe coerced into it or something, rather than
willingly took heroin with a boyfriend. And then
yeah, maybe. It's tough one, isn't it?
It's a grim thing.
Bad. I mean, she was going on YouTube and pictures of needles in the background, and she was sort of like denying it. It's like,
pictures of needles. It was like fucking stack. It was like a needle factory.
No, I know, but Mum, when she was actually on YouTube, I think people saw
saw
on the desk as well,
yeah,
didn't they? You know?
Yeah.
So.
It's sad that anyone goes down that route, isn't it? I always wondered as a kid when people said like druggies and junkies and stuff, and you used to see them in the park. What happened for someone to go from like a normal kid to full-blown heroin addiction? And it always seems to be someone that you know does it and is like, no, it's not that bad, I'll help you out. And then it just spirals from there, doesn't it?
Yeah, can do.
Grim.
I honestly expected to lose like 100,000 subscribers. That's like was my estimate in my head. I know when I posted it, I lost 1,000 and that was it. And then I ended up gaining a lot more. And not that that is what matters from it, but I was just really amazed that there was that many people so supportive about it. One of the comments that really stood out to me was some girl said that she watched the whole video and it reminded her of her situation with her fiance. And she said like that she packed her bags and left him that night. So that was cool. I get teary-eyed. I was expecting such a bad response and I was going to be okay with that, and just to see like anyone say like, hey, I think I've been being abused for 7 years now, and just gave me the strength to leave. I don't know. The fun stuff I do online and stuff, I love it. I love connecting with people and entertaining people, but when I have these emotional connections with people, it's just crazy. I don't know. I don't know what my channel is now. Like, I know it's definitely still gonna be my animals and all of that, but I have this whole new part of it.
Hopefully I will get there. I'm still not the best at my hygiene yet. Still in that phase of getting my life back on track.
Deep down, I kind of always thought, you know, they're there for the cute animals and that's it. So it's just kind of weird now to have this whole part that's really just about my own experience and my own life and actually me.
Yay, no drugs.
I'm living at home with my parents right now and spend most of my time doing therapy and remembering to shower and eat and stuff, and it's just normal. Either way, hopefully this whole series can help some people that are either struggling or know someone that's struggling or just wants to learn about addiction in general, because another really big part in sobriety is the idea that if you give back to others, it makes you more capable to stay sober by helping others. So I just really want to help as much as I can. That's all I want to keep doing.
I don't know where I'm uploading it. If I just upload it on, you know, like YouTube, you could ask in the comment section, like, hey, why does my hedgehog do this? I don't know how to end these. Thanks.
Good on her for getting clean.
Yeah, it's always, I mean, addiction is always tough, isn't it? Because it usually means that you're just having a hard time sort of stopping doing what you're doing.
It's grim.
You know, it's
like heroin addiction as well, because it's so physical for people.
Yeah.
You get really ill if you don't take it.
Yeah, withdrawal symptoms and things like that. You
could get a million subscribers, Mike, if you got on heroin.
I'd rather not, if you don't mind.
I don't think it's the heroin, it's the telling the story about your addiction and being open that gets you to 1 million subscribers.
So tell us, Mike.
Yeah. Right, I'll have to start taking it then, won't I?
Said like a proper man in Piccadilly, that.
What 1 million subs that desperately, then I'll have to. I'll take one for the team.
Yeah, I think with all addicts, when they tell their story, there's more to it. There's a lot of darkness and there's a lot of shit things that have gone on.
Yeah, it's skim the surface there, I think, with her.
I think luckily for her, she had the income that she could sustain it without going out and having to sell drugs or hit the streets or rob things, or you know like a lot of addicts.
If she didn't look like
crime, don't they?
If she didn't look like what she did, and it was like a different looking person, do you think she'd have the same appeal?
Do you mean in just terms of YouTube following, or her story of
both,
addiction?
But together,
it helps that she's an attractive woman, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Like if one of us was like, I'm just getting off.
If that was like a big heavyweight with like scraggly hair and one tooth, sort of thing, going, oh, not heroin.
Yeah, we'll have the same.
Someone looked like from Leeds.
I think the recovery story, regardless of what she looked like, people would be behind her saying that's amazing. You know.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I get that, but not as many. I don't think.
Maybe not as many. You know.
And I think the hatred would be higher. Possibly,
yeah, because there's some nasty people out there that, you know, they're not going to be nasty to someone that they think's fit. They're going to be nasty to someone who they think is grim, aren't they?
Yeah. That's why you get all the hate.
Precisely. People are intimidated by my good looks. I understand. I get it, but it's fine. If you do hate comments towards me, it just means you love me and you want to be inside me.
I'm going to go swimming with Michael Barrymore.
Oh, Jesus. Not after last time. Still got a stiff back after that.
Stiff something.
Yeah.
Back, did you say, or back?
Back.
Oh, up, right.
Back, yeah.
Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.